Welcome back, art friends. This is lesson 4 and it is drawing and painting together. So what we're going to do is take the skills that we've learned and start to combine them and interact them. First, let's go through what you'll need for this lesson. I have my photo references, I have A3 paper, my water sprayer, brush, some sticks, all my eco colours, and I've brought my oil pastels back. So let's go back to that very first lesson where we were just exploring shape. So I'm going to choose a frog. I'm going to take my black, you can use any colour, and I'm going to go straight into my drawing the shapes from the beginning. So I've got my frog's nose there, looking at the frog. I've got the eye there, there's a second eye over there. So a little mouthy line there, goes under and around. The back goes down and up into a sort of point almost. Looking for the leg going around to that knee, back up, and then back down into the long sort of toes. And that arm bending. I'm trying to get the angle right so it's like a funny sort of 7. And I'm just doing that twisting trick again with my pastel, and I'm going to end the end of my pastel and twirl it on the round edge so I can get a nice circle. And I'm going to bring that stomach through lightly, and there we go. Oh, I am going to define that black eye in the middle like that. Okay, and that nose might go a little bit further out. Okay. Oh wait, there is that second hand. I can just see a little bit, so I'll just pop that in as well, because he's on that rock. And again, as always, it's an impression. It doesn't have to be exact, and that's what's wonderful about art. Okay, so there we go. I've got my frog drawn in the black. And I've left some, the papers coming through the drawing, which I want. Now I'm going to look for colour. So I'll take my brush and I'm going to start with the yellow. I'm dipping that into the eco colour, and I'm going to just start to paint on top of the drawing. And don't worry about being too precise. I'm just going for more goldeny bits. The leg, there's a bit there, around the eye. Okay, and you can even bring your sprayer in. When working with liquid, and if you don't have eco colours, you could of course substitute this with watercolours, or you can use your own paints. I like the eco colours because I like that they're so vibrant and that they actually mix really well. So I'm going to go in with my green, which I've made myself, and sort of put that over the top. Now I've got a browny colour there, so if I add red, I will get, and I've got red in the eye too. If I mix all my primary colours together, I will get a browny colour. Now it is white underneath, so I'm actually going to leave and respect that white. I've got the blue now, and I'm using the blue last because it's my darkest colour, and now I'm going to really go in for those darks. one bit of yellow on that eye. Okay, I'm going to leave that there to dry, and just at the bottom where I want it white, I'm just going to put some water so it blends in. Just a little bit of blue on that second foot to make it a bit darker. Now, if you look at this, the colour is sitting wet on top because it will absorb into the paper, but it doesn't absorb so quickly into the oil pastel. So you will have to let that set or sit to the side to dry. But I do have a dry one, so I'm going to put that to the side and I'm going to show you the dry one. So I did one earlier, so I did the drawing twice so you could see. So here's the oil pastel, and then here it is with the eco dye, and it's got the yellows, the blues blending into greens, and it's quite lovely. So you can still see those marks. So I'd like you to have a go at that, and then we're going to try the reverse. So I'm actually going to take the work that we did earlier. So I have my wet on wet frog, but now it's completely dry. I'm going to look at my photo reference, and now I'm going to try to bring back some blending, some line, the tricks we use with the oil pastels, and bring this picture out a bit more. But I'm also going to leave some of the original marks that I've got there. So I'm not going to cover the whole picture. I'm just going to cover part of the pictures. So one of the things that I find really helpful is starting with the eyes. And if you can get a good eye or get a good detail here and there, the rest sort of falls into place. It's almost like a trick. Your eye goes in on the detail and allows you to let the rest sort of fuzz out, and it sort of balances into a picture. So that's where I am going to begin. I'm going to begin with the eye. So I'm going to pull out this gold and just sort of go around or yellow. And I like to use a lot of white. White's nice for blending. And I'm only drawing quite loosely. Right, I do want to get some black. Now when I do my black lines, I don't want them too harsh, so I do like to sort of do that twirling trick. I'm going to bring that twirling trick back around the eye. I'm going in with that dark green. I'm going to define that eye with that twirling trick at the back. I'm going to highlight that white underneath the mouth. Blend in some green. Oops, that was supposed to be green, or sorry, white. So I've made an error, and when you make a mistake, you just push through and fix it. Don't worry about mistakes too much. If you worry about mistakes, you'll never get anywhere. You just push through, and sometimes those mistakes, as we all know in art, turn out to be the most interesting marks. If your pastel does get a bit dirty, just get a spare piece of paper and wipe it like that. Wipe the dirt away. Okay, I'm just going to go in there like that. Well, I'm just going to look for some white highlights while I've got the white in my hand before I forget I have it in my hand. Okay. Okay, that's a bit better. Might get some. Just taking the red and just touching it here and there on the eye, because the eye is sort of like a golden but with touches of red. I'm going to define, get black back, get those. He's got a funny little toe thing happening here. And like before, if I'm not sticking exactly to the lines that I've already made and I'm creating new lines, it doesn't really matter. White on the knee, so just pop some white in. That the second legs. I'm going to twirl that back, the black over his back. Right, there's that knee. I'm just going in for those toes. Now I've got to be careful here because I've got some really nice painterly marks, so I don't really want to go over them too much, but I do want to make it a little bit lighter. So I'm just doing a bit of blending with the white and the light green. Just some little marks to break up some of what's already on here. Use my finger a little bit to blend that. I'm nearly finished. I don't want to do too much more because I quite like it. And you can overwork it, but if you do overwork something, that's always a good lesson learnt. And then you just do another one. You wouldn't worry about it too much. You can overwork, you can underwork. But what I like to do is just enjoy it, and when I'm happy, I do like to stop. And I'm starting to feel happy, so I know I'm coming near the end. So I stop, I look at my work, I'm happy with the eye, I'm happy with the nose. I need another line underneath, so I'll pop another line underneath just gently. So I'm just assessing and checking my work. Down the body, I like that. I'm happy with the feet. Probably make that a little bit darker there. A little line there. And I'm going to stop there. So what I have here is I have my frog. I have the lovely eco colours working, and because I was working wet on wet, they've run into each other. And now I've just drawn out a few details and a few colours and added a few lines just to bring some more interest to the frog. I haven't coloured in the whole frog. I've just added bits in here and there, but especially that black line, that twisted line, gives it a nice feel too. So see how you go. You've got two little lessons in here. You've got the one where you draw first and then add the eco colour on top of the drawing, and then you can try it the other way around where you're adding oil pastel to a dry eco colour frog. Okay, the important thing is to play around. Don't worry too much if it doesn't work straight away, because it is practice and play, and sometimes it is hit and miss. Have fun, and I will see you in the next lesson.